Now, there are many different ways for a religion to spread its message. Holy books, priests and preachers, works of art. These days there's also television, the internet, social networking sites, and graffiti. Mohammed Ali is a British Muslim graffiti artist, and he's now using Islamic sources as an inspiration for his work. It might be words from the Quran or images taken from traditional Islamic stories, and he insists that there is nothing in the least disrespectful about recreating the Islamic message with the help of a spray can. He's been talking about his work in London this week, and Paul Moss went to meet him.
For me, I would say it's an obsession, no doubt, an obsession with words.
It was an odd kind of slideshow. At an East London art centre, Mohammed Ali projects a series of photographs for the audience. They include several shots of graffiti-covered walls in London, Birmingham and New York, then a picture of the famous Alhambra Palace in Spain. What these show, Mr. Ali insists, is that Islamic art and graffiti both show respect for the beauty of written words.
Obviously, graffiti goes back thousands of years ago.
Muhammad Ali is a Muslim graffiti artist. He takes words from the Quran and other religious sources and then sprays them on walls.
Islamic art, primarily, if you look at it, it was prohibited to depict human or animal form. Naturally, they went towards beautifying the script, the word of the Quran, the holy book itself. And if you look at graffiti, modern-day graffiti today, the essence of it really is it's all about the word. So I lift words out of the Quran that I might see using spray paint, doing the walls, dropping words to people that are going to be something more meaningful and more lasting upon them.
The results of Muhammad's efforts are certainly striking. There are purple and orange, almost psychedelic pictures, many with single Arabic words at their centre, which he thinks of as central to Islam's message. Words like sabir, meaning patience, for example, or ilm, which is knowledge. Mohammed Ali has followed a well-trodden path, from street artist to darling of the international art scene. Where once he just sprayed on walls, he now also uses canvases that end up in galleries around the world. Yet he insists his much-praised style still owes everything to its urban roots.
For me, when I was painting on a wall, I would want to leave something on a wall which would really hit people bang. Someone's driving, someone's walking past, and bang, out of the blue, they will see some art that's jumping out, makes everybody want to look.
But what you are doing is saying that graffiti can express something spiritual from Islam. I've got to say, a lot of people will find that pretentious and just implausible.
I've come across Christian graffiti artists in America when faith and spirituality and religion is so much under the spotlight. It's a logical progression that graffiti artists are going to be expressing that within their work.
Of course, there are plenty of critics who think graffiti doesn't express very much at all, that indeed the very term graffiti artist is a contradiction. It's a suggestion I put to the chief executive of the Rich Mix Gallery, which held Muhammad Ali's event. I suggested to Paulette Brooks that she was giving way too much prominence to graffiti, something which is, in the end, little better than vandalism.
It's not just about spraying paint. It's culture that appeals to local people, young people. It's about a free expression. It's about being able to show where one is feeling emotionally, spiritually. I'm hoping that people will hear about Mohammed because he's using Islamic calligraphy as a tool to empower young people and to give them a voice.
Well, I've just left the art gallery for a moment to go out onto the streets of East London, an area where there is a lot of very ugly graffiti, I have to say, daubed all over the walls, as well as some more elegant pictures. And I'm here with three guys, all of them observant Muslims, and all of them with a bit of graffiti in their backgrounds, to ask them what they think about the idea of Muhammad Ali's attempts to put the Quran and other words from Islam on the wall as graffiti.
For me, if I was to walk past and I see Quranic verse on the wall painted, I will actually look at that and read it, and it will stick to your head thinking, okay, this is a piece from our Prophet or Allah. So actually you remember as you look at that, which is good.
What about you? Do you think there's a danger you could be accused of denigrating Islam by turning it into graffiti?
The Quran has been revealed for people to read and take inspiration from, so it's an ideal opportunity to convey that. What better situation than to put it on a wall where so many people will be going past and reading it and accepting it and taking inspiration from it.
A comment which brings a grin to Muhammad Ali's face when I recount it to him later. He no longer advocates people putting graffiti up illegally. Local authorities, he says, should set aside special public spaces for street artists to paint on within the law. But does that mean he's lost his edge, I ask him? All that success turning him just a little bit safe.
No doubt there's going to be a point where people are always going to say, oh, you've now sold out. Yeah, I try my best to try and stay grounded, and I'm conscious of that. I sometimes have to step back and say, you know what, I want to do something which is going to benefit people, not just hang them in nice flash art galleries. You know, I'm trying to benefit everybody here, right? I could never shake off graffiti. I've tried, believe me. You know, ultimately, nothing beats painting onto a brick wall.
That was the graffiti artist Mohammed Ali talking to Paul Moss.